Natural law theory, virtue ethics, probably agree. What's your mm, bro? Me and you agree on everything. Wait,
Wait,
what's
what's your
your?
denomination?
You don't have any other key. I was
What's
just
your
like
denomination?
devil's advocate on something.
Whyfun.
I mean, I have an argument for theology if you want that.
No. Oh my
That's
god.
theism. Not. That's just
Can somebody
theism. Not
ban
theology.
Rizon? Can we ban Rizon?
I can just go against your
Nah.
argument for theism if you want.
No, I'm a theist. Wait, do you wanna like? I don't want to like be like devil's advocate, bad faith shit. But do you wanna like Can you tell me like some of your what's your field of the mind topic, for example?
Immaterial mind.
Immaterial mind, but okay, I can give you that argument. Although because I'm kind of agnostic on that, but I have argument for both. Do you want me to like take like a physicalist position?
As if you want to. I don't really care to argue against physicalists, but if you want to take a physicalist position, I can argue against it. I just have an argument for the immaterial mind that I can send.
Send it. And I mean, I have like arguments against immaterial mind, but sure, you can send your
Okay.
against
Just send
material mind.
inside chat.
It's inside chat. I bet, bro. Why were niggas leaving, bro? That was better. This is better than ice versus sink. All material things are composed
I
of
don't know why
form
that
and
nigga just lie.
matter. The mind grasps form. Material things do not exist within the mind. Alright. So wait, by material you just mean something that occupies space or something, or what do you mean by
Hmm.
material? Okay.
Yeah.
So when something material is composed of form and matter, you just mean that they occupy space, meaning they're material.
That's it. That's what I mean by material
Then
thing.
I mean
Not just
P2 is
matter
a
and form.
I mean P2 is then a question bag
How?
because you're saying the mind grasps form.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm saying
implying
it's
a
a mind.
physical
It's not a
form.
question bag. It's not. I'm not saying forms are physical. It's a proposition. So how's it gonna question bag while asserting a proposition?
Because when you say something like material things do not exist within the mind, and the mind grasp form, both two are question bags.
How are they question bags if they're a proposition?
What? Wait,
What am I assuming in the
I'm kind of
proposition?
confused. What you're assuming is okay. So what you said, material is something that encompasses form and matter. That's what you say that material is. You say, okay, mind doesn't
I didn't say
encompass a
that's what
form and
material
doesn't
things are.
encompass a
I'm saying
matter, therefore it's immaterial.
no. I'm
That
saying this is true. What I said is that it is true of all material things. It is composed of matter and form. And then I said that because the mind grasps forms and because there are material things in the mind, then the mind has to be immaterial.
Wait, what you mean by grass formed here? Because like this is kind of getting. I do not want to be pedantic or something. I just genuinely want to know.
Our mind has forms. Like it extracts forms from things.
Extracts forms.
Yes.
Okay. What do
He's
you
talking
mean
about
by?
ice. He's talking
Wait,
about ice
can.
talking from.
Anyways, whatever that was. Material. This thing. Okay, so then we're gonna go over this like, because to me those two are question bags. Let's just say that they're not right. What is
Oh,
the
are you
argument
talking
for?
about like premise three? My premise three, I just mean there aren't distinct. Every time we conceptualize something, there isn't some distinct thing that is created in our mind. That's all I mean. Like there isn't a literal
Wait.
planet or a literal tree in my mind, for example.
Okay, okay, okay. So you're referring to like thoughts being something which is like also immaterial, and that's something which is within the mind. Therefore, that's going to be something that is immaterial. Or am I getting it wrong?
Hmm. It's our yeah, our mind grasps form, so it has to be immaterial of some sort.
I mean, let's just do this. What's gonna be like the argument for P2 and P3? Let's just say that.
Yeah, because if our mind don't grasp forms, then we can't understand things. We wouldn't be able to understand the reality of distinct things. It would all just be one thing.
It would all just be one thing.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to understand that a rock and a tree is distinct because we only understand they're distinct because of their form, or they're only distinct by virtue of their form.
Elaborate, elaborate, because like what do you mean like they're like they're going to be like distinct, or like they have to be extinct, or they're going to be like one thing. I don't understand that. Like,
Yeah,
what?
basically their form is what they are. Like it's their essence. So if they
Oh, okay,
if
okay.
what they are aren't diverse, then they're the same thing.
Oh, okay. So you're
So if
saying
we
that.
go
Who
ahead.
unmuted Rizan? Wait. Get that bit muted. What? Sorry, mute. Anyways, basically, so you're saying, okay, I mean, that's something that is trivial. If they don't share the same essence, they're going to be distinct. If they share the same essence, they're not distinct. That's okay. But
Yeah,
I'm
and we
asking,
understand multiple different things. Therefore, we must have different forms in our mind.
what do you mean by we understand multiple different things?
Like
I'm
I
really
don't
not
know
trying to
how.
be pedantic. To be fair, I'm not trying to
I
be
don't.
pedantic. I'm really.
I'm just. I don't get how much more clear it can get. Like me. Like say for example, me and you. We're distinct beings. Me and a
Wait, but
rock. Distinct.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you two are distinct, but just because I can understand that you two are distinct or that there are distinct things doesn't necessarily mean that this something is distinct as well.
That just means your.
Unless
It means your mind is distincting their forms. Therefore, there's distinct forms in your mind.
I don't see how that's evidence for that. Because like my brain can do the same thing. My brain can do the same thing. Like the central
Because
nerve
if they're
system. If there's like a set of actions or a set of thought process within the central nerve system in the big brain, they can they can make a distinction between actions and they can make distinction between thought processes. I'm just asking you. Okay, sure. I will grant that this is not the cause of this. I'm just then saying, why is that at this account or explaining the relevant data the best?
You
If you're making
understand
this claim.
nothing that it's not. It's not just explaining the data the best. It's necessary to understand distinct things. So you saying that, well, our central nervous system understands these. That doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. As long as you know that a human and a rock are distinct, then there's distinct form. The form is just what it is.
Okay,
If
no, I'm
what
not
it is to
disagreeing.
be a human and what it is to be a rock is the same, then humans and rocks are different. But if they are different, then there's two different forms in our mind: the form of a
Why?
human and the form of a rock.
Yeah, Whyfun. Nobody's saying that distinct forms, not the same forms,
Then
sorry,
premise
distinct
two is
things.
justified. Then next premise.
Wait, no, wait. Nobody's saying distinct things cannot exist. Nobody's saying that, like, in when it comes to essence, that's something that is trivial. But just because I can make a distinction in entities doesn't mean that this is something which is necessarily distinct. I can definitely make a claim where this encompasses a biconditional relationship. And even if I do not make that claim, I can just say this is something which is contingent upon this, and given the some form of probability theory, given scientific and epistemological domains, this is going to be something which is actually like physical, given like the relevant data. I'm just asking you, okay, sure. This can distinct things. This can all be immaterial if you can prove that this better explains the relevant data. That's all I'm asking you.
You understand the like none of the shit you just said defeats what I'm talking about, right? You can say they're not necessarily distinct. You can say a human can change into a rock. That doesn't change shit. As long as there's two distinct concepts in their mind, one rock, one human, then there's distinct forms in the mind. Therefore, premise two is justified.
Nobody's saying again. Nobody's saying that if their
The premise
essences
is
are the
trivial.
same, they're going to be the same entities. That's if I say okay, they're the same in terms of essence, then they're going to be the same in terms of
Then the premise is trivially true.
they're going to no, because again, if you're saying that the mind and the brain have different forms, therefore meaning they have like distinct
That's not what
essence.
I said. You're just assuming the argument. I'm saying we possess different forms in our mind. I didn't say the mind and the brain have different forms. Stop presupposing my argument. All premise two says is
Okay,
that the mind grasps forms,
again,
so
I'm
that we
saying
have
sure.
forms in
I
our.
will grant. Wait, again, I will grant. Okay, that we can grasp forms, and I will grant that this
Okay, then.
something. Wait. Let me speak. I will grant that this something can be done in a sense where you can make a distinction between essence and identities. And I'm just asking you. Okay, why can I not do this under the physicalist account? Where am I missing?
Premise two. It doesn't go premise two conclusion. It goes premise two, premise three conclusion. So we need to get the premise three to understand that. Premise
And
three is just saying that we don't have literal material things in our mind. Like we don't have like if I conceptualize a gorilla, I don't have a literal gorilla in my mind. If I conceptualize the sun, I don't have a literal sun in my mind. Therefore, there can't be matter and form in my mind, or else we'll get the actual entity itself.
I mean, again, there's too many things there. Number one, I can just say, okay, the thoughts themselves are going to be something which can, or meaning it's possible that this something is physical. And two, because given the set neurological systems, given the set neuron transfers and the way how neurons are transferred to the brain, I can just say, okay, thoughts are going to be something which is possible to be physical. So and it
You're
doesn't
just
matter
saying
if
it's
it's
possible to
thoughts.
be physical, but I already explained to you why it's not. We're trying to account for it metaphysically. So metaphysically, matter and form gets you the entity itself. So if we have the form, then we have matter, then we get the thing itself. Therefore, we can't have matter in the mind because we don't have the thing itself in our mind. We don't have the sun in our mind.
Wait,
We don't
nobody.
create a sun in our mind. We
Again,
don't create the planet in our mind. We don't create gorillas in our mind.
okay. Again, I'm saying nobody's saying that you will have the mass or like the physical properties of a sun in your mind just because you're thinking of the sun. Nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying
That's what
is,
would necessarily follow if we interpret it the metaphysical
but
law
no,
of correctly. Because the
because
principle I
that's
laid out is that matter and form gets you the thing itself, which is that's in premise one. And then because matter and form get you the thing itself, because we have form, we can't have matter. We can't have form and matter without the thing itself.
wait. You're saying that something. Okay, so if something has a form, then that's something. Okay, that's okay, but I don't see how then this follows. I mean, I'm not just going to get to you like how this doesn't have an inference rule because I think that would be pointless. But I don't see how the premise three genuinely like follows from premise two or premise one. Like
I'll just
genuinely.
type it out in chat, bro, so you can understand it.
Hi, whatever. Ah. Yeah, what's good, Khalil?
Yeah, so A in this thing would just be form, B would just be matter, and C would be the thing itself, like whatever we're talking about.
The
So we
necessary
have
acts, okay.
the forms, and we don't have C. Therefore, we conclude we don't have B. If you want, I can put it in modus tollens too. Hope you understand.
Mhm. Okay,
Because
so
A
if
plus
something,
B was
so
C by necessity.
if something encompasses a form, and matter, then it's material. But if we don't have the matter, then this something is not going to be material. I mean, that's something that is something that is trivial. But again, I don't see how P2 or how P3 falls from P2. In
It's
that
not
sense,
supposed to
that's what I'm
follow
talking.
from. They're not. They don't follow from each other.
Okay. So listen, I won't like then go under how they, like how those arguments are then going to be invalid. I'm not going to like be in a sense, okay, what's the
It's
inference
not
or what's the
invalid
inference
because
or.
then the
But
argument just.
okay, so again, if premise doesn't follow from the premise, right? Premises don't fall from each other, and then conclusion
What does
doesn't fall
validity
from
just
each
means
other.
premises follow. I mean, the conclusion following from the premises. So if I establish these principles above, and from these principles you can't deny
Huh?
the conclusion, then it's valid.
Wait, now I'm confused. What type of reasoning are you using in this case? Like a deductive, inductive, conductive? Which one? Which type of reasoning are you using?
Deductive.
Abductive. Wait, which one? Deductive?
Deductive. Yes.
Deductive. Okay. So, in a sense, I'm not really going to get into the trivial part. That's okay. Like for an argument to be valid, it just needs a conclusion to fall from the premises. But I'm asking you, um, is there any relevance in P3 and P2?
Yes.
Where's the relevance in those two?
Because then again, from the formula I laid out to you, premise two is just establishing A, that we have A, and premise three is just establishing that we don't have C, and the conclusion just follows that therefore we must not have B. because
Wait,
from
let me formalize
combination
it.
of A and
Let me
B,
formalize it.
I mean, I can form. That's why I told you I can formalize it.
Okay,
in
so
multiple
P1 can stay the same for all X material things are composed of form and matter. P2 mind encompasses form, but it doesn't encompass matter. Conclusion, therefore, mind is immaterial. That can be a formalized version. Let me type it out though. For all X material in some bus.
Like I don't. That's a way formals. I just typed it out because I don't see how you're not understanding this. Because the combination
Wait,
of P and
oh
Q
wait, somebody's calling me. I'm gonna be
necessarily.
right back.
Okay.
Yeah, this debate is dead ass like this nigga wife and give a lesson. All I hear is question.
Like, is what I'm saying confusing? Because I tried to break it down into variables to help him understand.
From what I got, you just saying that the mind is distinct forms. So like we know that a tree is different from an apple or something like that because of the mind. Is that what you were saying?
I was saying that because we had different forms, but if we have form and matter, then we get the thing itself, but we don't have literal things in our mind. But the easier way I tried to break it down was just A plus B equals C. We know we have A, but we don't have C. Therefore, we can't have B, or else would have C.
Is that you trying to deny it being physical?
Yeah, because the B would be matter in this case.
Yeah. Okay. I understand it.
Mhm.
But the only part I'm confused about is why is it grasping it makes it immaterial. That's what I was like confused about.
Oh no, I'm not saying it grasping as immaterial. It's just the fact that we have forms in our mind and not literal things in our mind. Like we don't have a literal planet in our mind means that we can't have matter. Because if it had matter, then the form would order that matter to be that way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
What? Who? This?
I think a speed just be anywhere, bro.
Hey, Wi-Fi, I got a question. We was arguing about this yesterday. Well, not arguing, discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that every argument that's valid needs an inference rule
Well, it depends what you. Uh, well, to some degree.
to some degree?
Not. Yeah, not only. Because it depends what you mean by inference rule. It just means that a rule you use to infer the conclusion, then yes. But the way they try to use it, then I don't. Nah. Then nah. I don't think so.
They're using it the way you used it. And I agree with that.
No, if they're just using it as in no, because they say that, but then I'd be like, okay, then my premise, my conclusion follows from the premises. They're like, well, the premises have to logically connect to each other. I'm like, no, they don't. I
And the
can have
problem,
premises that don't follow from each other, but they all lead to a conclusion.
I think that's what Debo was trying to argue a little bit.
Yo,
But the
I'm
way
back.
he worded it was weird. Oh shit, never mind, go back.
That boy lost the debate, but
Yeah, well, no, you didn't.
I discussed with Manny yesterday. He did.
No,
Also,
he did not. We could discuss
again,
that after
there's
this.
also like a conflation and
Sure.
from this tree,
So
but whatever.
it's just like yeah.
So I would kind of worded it like this before it was gone. Okay, so B1, all material things encompass form and matter. P2, mind encompasses a form, or can encompass a form, but doesn't encompass matter. therefore mind is immaterial.
No,
Uh,
that's not how the argument goes.
alright,
Hmm?
okay, so instead of compass, this one grasp form, but doesn't encompass the matter. Therefore, the mind is
I'm just saying
less
that,
material. Okay.
if you want me to lay it out in the way of the argument instead of variables, then it's fine. I'm saying that the mind, we know the mind possesses forms, and we know the mind doesn't have literal like planets or stars or trees in it. Therefore, there can't be matter. Because if there was a matter and the form, the matter would order the form to be that way and would have the thing itself in our mind.
Wait, I'm reading it. Oh, you sent something. If P
Yeah,
and
I was listening.
Q, then R. There is P and no R. Therefore, there is no Q. Wait, do you mean like there's P and Q, but no? There's P and no Q. Therefore, no R.
No, I'm saying P and Q entails R necessarily. There is P, yet there is no R. So we conclude that there is no P. I mean Q.
Okay, then I'm confused. What's P? What's Q? And what's R?
But P in this case would be forms. And what's R in this case would be the thing itself. Like if we, for this example, we can say a star. We have the form, yet we don't have the star. Therefore, we must not have the matter.
Alright.
Hey,
Wait, so
Whyfun, I
this is
think you
the
worded that wrongly.
How?
no. So you're just saying
Oh, I mean, we
this is
have
the
the form.
argument for P3, right? Or no?
I mean, the fact that we don't have the star is just saying not R and P3, yeah.
So I will grant that you can grasp forms. I will grant even P1. I just don't grant P3.
What, so you think we have stars in our mind?
No.
Then you're granting not R either. You can't grant the fact that if P and Q, then necessarily
Wait,
R.
actually, you know what? I'll
P,
do something.
no
I'll do
R,
something else. If you that's what you
and
mean,
Q.
then you're just saying okay. For all things composed from a matter, we can grasp form, yet we cannot grasp the said matter of the thing.
No,
Therefore,
nigga,
this is going.
I don't. Oh shit! Don't try to think of it in argument terms itself. Just think of it in variables. P, we have P, which is forms, right?
No, because I have to break down what's P, what's Q. I understand that the P is going to be some form of
The forms of
the
the thing.
forms. Q
Yeah.
or yeah, the R will
Q
be the
is the
thing
matter,
itself,
and R would be the thing itself.
and
So we
Q, yeah.
have P,
So
right? Which is you just conceded to that we have the forms P,
yeah, and the mind. That's
and
fine.
we do not have R, which we just conceded to.
Now we do not have what?
We don't have R, which is the thing itself, which you just conceded to.
We don't have the physical properties of the R. No.
Right. So then, if P and Q necessarily entails R, then what does that mean? We
That
can't. We
means that
either
you can
don't have
just.
P,
That just means that
or
you
we
can
don't
imagine a
have
thing,
Q. But
right?
we know we have P, therefore we can't have Q.
That just means you can imagine
Logically
something.
impossible to have Q and P with no R.
You just told me how imagination works. I just don't know how that leads to conclusion.
Okay, it's because it's logically impossible to have P and Q and not R. We have P and we don't have R. Therefore, it's logically necessary that we don't have Q because P and Q will give us R.
Yeah, but there's a problem. You do realize that if you say this, and then you say, okay, we do not have the sub matter, I can just say that the thing that is actually being used as a form of matter is a type of the thoughts themselves are the type of things which are going to be physical. Yet they're not going to encompass all physical properties of the said thing because you're just explaining to me how imagination works.
And we don't have the form, you fucking idiot. Holy shit.
Okay, then when I explain this, after you if you don't agree, we can conclude because I don't think you understand even how your own argument works. So no,
I
number
don't
one,
understand how my argument works. What is a form?
what is the form?
Yes.
The set it will be some form of set mathematical shape or some mathematical model then and it physical
No,
entity
it's not what
encompasses.
it is. No, it's not what it is.
Then what do you take
It's
form to
what
be?
the thing is, the essence.
Okay, so you're saying that the identity itself would be the essence too.
Well, it's essential attributes. What makes it that thing? So
So
if
what
we
makes
have
star
what makes.
star?
hmm
What does make star star?
You said what makes a star a star? We don't need. That's not too relevant right now. We're trying to get to the relevant
It
information.
is because then you're just going to agree with my definition, which is completely fine with me. I completely grant that, but I'm still not understanding your thing. It's just the essence. What do you mean by that?
What it is. Yes.
Okay, form is what something is. Okay, the material thing encompasses a form, and if the form is the thing itself, you're just saying the thing is
The
the thing
material
itself.
thing does not encompass the form. The material thing is what follows the direction of the form to make it that thing.
Okay, so that's form. Okay, but by your definition, there is not nothing else. That this form is going like you're saying the material things are form. That's what I'm trying to get you to
I'm
concede
not
because
saying
you're
the
saying that it's
material things are
essence.
form. No, I'm saying the material aspect or the matter is what conforms to the form or follows the instructions of the form. Like if the form, I say, if I apply the matter to be a star, then it would be a star. If I apply to be a human, then it would be a human, etc., etc.